Hello, sir. I hope you are doing well. For this project, we prepared two documents. The first one is the report, and the second one is the presentation. Here, we're going to start with the report that includes the packages used, the problem scope, and the conclusion and recommendations, and finally the annex. So, the packages used for this project are Pandas, which is a Python library used to manipulate data and analyze it, and other packages like Matplotlib and Pylab, and other packages that are basically used for data visualization and design. Here we're going to introduce the problem scope, which explains that this project was performed in order to understand the behavioral patterns of the online shop users. And finally, we move on to the conclusion and recommendations. We will talk about this part in the presentation. And finally, the annex. Moving on to our presentation of the e-commerce shop customer behavior analysis, we present the overview. The project is broken down into 4 main sections. The first one is the descriptive data analysis that will help us figure out the main tendencies among different variables, and especially variables that will affect consumer behavior. This is basically a univariate analysis that will lead us to the second part, which is the diagnostic analysis. It is a bivariate analysis and will help us test the assumptions made in the first part. The third part of the project is the comparison of customer behavior or consumer behavior per region, Tunisia, European countries, and other countries. The fourth part, which distinguishes our project from other projects, is the conclusions and the recommendations provided for the owner of the eShop. The descriptive data analysis explains and shows or analyzes the following trends: sales per month, sales per product category, sales per product model, price level, and finally the product placements. Starting out with sales per month, we see that 30% of the sales were performed in April and only 4% were performed in August. This variation could be explained by many variables, such as the categories of products or their models. We move on to the sales per product category, and as we can clearly see, the most sold products on the website are trousers, which represent 30% of the total sales. And other types of products have equal percentages of 23% with sales less than 40,000. We move on now to the sales per product model, and we break down the graphs to better understand the sold models per category type. For the trousers, the most sold category is A2 and A11. For the blouses, it will be C5 and C17. For the skirts, B4 and B10, and for the sale and the other products, it's P1, followed by P16 and P6. In order to dig deeper, the engagements per model type should be analyzed to figure out the most attractive models that clients spend time inspecting, since if it does not result in eventual sales, the user experience of the website should be put into question. We will be getting into this part in the final section of the project. Here we will analyze the engagement of the user. And as we can see, the top 2 models in terms of engagement are P1 and P4, which is only natural since they figure among the top sold models along with B24. However, A10 and A12 have high engagement rates, even though they do not figure among the top sales. Many reasons could be associated for this, such as the price level. Here, we're going to test our assumption, and as we can see, the above graphs somewhat confirms it. A10 and A12, they have high engagement rates, but are not sold as much as the other models because of the price level. Here we're going to see the mean price for the products, which is 43 on average, and its spread is 12, which is the standard deviation, obviously. This means that the prices are highly variable. The distribution is almost a normal distribution from the above graph, which basically contradicts the previous constatation that prices are highly variable. To test this assumption, a normality test should be conducted. 51% of the prices are close to the average prices of the website, and 49% are above average. There's not much variation, which does not have any important insights. Another way is to see the sales per product category. The previous graphs show that for all the product types, the prices are mainly close to the average. Only sale and the blouses have high percentage of products that have high price levels, which are 46% of the prices of sale are above average and 43% of the prices of blouses are above average. Next, we move on to the final part of our diagnostic analysis. The first part, the univariate analysis. We can see that 56% of the sold products are in the first page of the website, which is only natural since people do not have the tendency to spend a lot of time browsing products. 25% of the sales are for products in the second page, and of course, only 2% for the fifth page. Here, we're going to analyze the location. As we can see, 21% are in the top left, 20% are in the top right, and 17% are in the top and in the middle. This is natural because the first one they see is the top left and the second one is the top right. We are finished with the first part and we move on to the diagnostic analysis. This section, as we explained earlier, inspects the relationship between certain variables and to test the assumption made during the analysis. The following trends were explored in this section: trends of the sales per month and the price sensitivity of website users. As previously assumed, when the sales per month were analyzed, the variability could be explained either by the category of products or their models. The aim of this section is to test those assumptions through the chi-square test. The chi-square test is used to test the relationship between two categorical variables, which here is the month and the category. The conclusion. We conclude that there is a relationship between month and category and that the variables are dependent. Same thing is for month and model. There is a relation between month and model and the variables are still dependent. Moving on to the price sensitivity, we're going to use the ANOVA test since it's a relationship between one categorical variable and one numerical variable, which is the price and the model and the price and the category. As assumed previously in the first section, certain models are popular among the visitors of the e-commerce websites. However, they do not figure as the most sold because of their higher prices. This assumption is tested using ANOVA. And the conclusion is that the mean prices for each model are different. Another assumption was made in the descriptive analysis that prices are different per clothing category. This assumption is also tested using ANOVA, and we conclude that the mean prices for each category are different. Now we move on to the comparison between of the customer behavior per region. The aim of this section is to analyze the consumer behavior of the website clients according to their home countries, Tunisia, European countries, or other countries. Since the Tunisian data is larger than the other location in the database, a sample of 20% should be taken to eliminate the variation and to make sure that our data is balanced and correct. The main analysis performed in this section are price variation per country, category per region, and model per region. The price level, the first one, which is the price level per region, seems to be somewhat balanced for this, exploring the trends of the price variable per region might bring more insights. The means of the variable price were analyzed using a describe function. The mean price for Tunisians is 43.7, for Europeans is 45.31, and for other country residents is 44.56. The mean price for each region is close to the global mean of 42. This means that on average, products sold in Europe tend to have higher prices compared to Tunisia and other regions, since it has the highest mean. Now we move on to the price variation per country. Tunisia seems to have balanced demand for each type of product. However, the most popular products sold in Europe are trousers, which is 42% of the total sales, and sale compromises a low percentage, which is 7%. For the other countries, trousers also are the most sold products. From these analyses, two assumptions could be made. The prices of the sale are above than average in Europe, or sale products are not in the first pages, knowing that the prices and the pages of products are determining factors for the buying behavior as stated before. As we can see, 46% of the prices of sale are above average, which means this is not as to why sale is not sold as much as other products. However, most of the bought sale products are bought from pages other than the first page. This confirms one assumption, is that the sale products could be placed in other pages than the first one, making it less likely for people to browse and buy those products, which is basically self-explanatory. The rest of the analysis of the most popular models per region do not contradict the previous results. In Tunisia, the most popular model differ from trousers models, skirt models, and sale models. Only the blouses models do not figure in the top 5 popular models. For Europe, the most sold products are trousers and skirts, and in the above graph, the models of those products are the most popular among the website users. For other countries, trousers and skirts models are the most popular among website users. All of this can be seen throughout these 3 graphs. To conclude, trousers are the most sold products. Many products are being visited by customers, however, they do not result in a sale. Price levels are highly variable. It depends on the category of the product, its model, and where it is sold in the website, and where it is sold, whether in the website or in the region. Sale has relatively higher prices than other products, as to why it doesn't sell as the most sold items in the database, especially in Europe. And certain models and products are most popular during certain periods. Of course, there exists a difference in demand around many regions according to the region where it's sold. For example, prices in Europe are relatively higher than in Tunisia or in other regions, and the product's composition in each region differs. Moving on to the last part and the most interesting part, the recommendation that we made based on the assumptions that the inventory has the same amount for each type of product and model, and that the shop should opt for a strategy that promotes selling the products that are not popular because of the price level, and to adopt its strategy according to how its customers are behaving now. To provide a better user experience and to improve the sales of products located in different pages, the shop could rethink how it is designing the website. Instead of using pages, the users should be able to navigate all the products in a single page, and through scrolling down, the shop should opt for discounts and incentives to encourage customers to buy the models that are highly popular among customers. That means they have like a high engagement rate and they are visited often by the eShop users and do not result in sales. To allow for the customers to buy and try those products, which will improve the sales of this product. In Europe, sale products should be placed in the first page or the beginning of the website. However, the shop should provide the user with the ability to filter according to the price, so they won't leave the website when they see higher prices at the beginning. Also, the inventory of the shop should be adopted according to the demand per season, since the category and month variables are interconnected. One final general recommendation is when the shop tends to make discounts, it should put those products in the beginning of the page to encourage users to buy those products. The end, and thank you for your attention.